Review Wednesday. We are doing Battlefield 1 today. Hi everybody, welcome back to Daily Gamer Opinion. I am Joe the Widget, and I am joined by Gordon today again. Hi Gordon.
Hello Joe.
So, he is back with me again for Review Wednesday because he's played this game with me as well. So we're going to be talking about Battlefield 1 today. What we like, what we don't like, and go from there. Give you guys a review score on it. I have played through the entire campaign. I've played, I'd say about 6 hours of online play. I've got a really good feel for the game. What about you, Gordon?
Just the one time we went through on the multiplayer part, but I haven't done the campaign yet.
I'm going to give my score, and then Gordon's not going to. But he can give his opinions on the game. So, the campaign is actually quite epic. It is well told, well organized. It does have its massive share of bugs. I've run into one massive bug, at least one, on every story. The campaign is separated into individual stories, and there's 6 of them. And that's just without DLC. They're told in an epic way, but the music they use is throughout the entire game. It's beautiful music, but it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Not realistic in any way, shape, or form, but you know what? That's what makes those kind of games fun. They're not really designed to be realistic. It's not supposed to be a Battlefield 1 simulator or a World War 1 simulator. It's for fun. And the stories were really well told. The graphics are amazing. And the gameplay is a bit dry and very, very narrow path. As in the fact that there is no... It's on rails. It's a common term used in gaming where the game leads you in a direction and gives you no chance to branch out on your own. It's just, you gotta follow this set path. I know they're trying to tell a narrative and a story, and I get it why they do the rail system, but having options, at least a few, would be phenomenal. But those options are few and limited. There are some in some of the campaigns, but as soon as you start deviating from the path, you get that warning. Go back to the battlefield. Or you get killed. Or put back to the last save point. So the story mode is pretty nice. I'm going to probably do a split review on the story and the multiplayer online, because they are really two different beasts. Like I said, my biggest problems with the single player was the bugs, the music, and the rail system. The graphics, the narrative is amazing. The way they have things set up. I love the unique weapons too. I know those weapons are experimental, technically, for World War One, and never really existed on the battlefield, most of them. But that's okay. That was one of the fun parts. If we had to use real World War One weapons, it would be very aggravating. They were slow, often clunky, often jammed. So thank EA for that one tidbit. Now, you guys all know I have a huge problem with EA. They are the most money-hungry company known to man.
I share that issue. I've played more than one of their games.
Yeah. The Sims 4, if you were to buy all the DLC and all the content for it, would cost you almost $300 for one game. Battlefield is no exception. They have these crates in there that you have to be extremely lucky to get skins for your guns. Not new guns, but just skins. And they want to charge an absorbent amount of money for you to get those skins. Like, crazy amount. And they have these shortcuts that you can buy for $30, $20, $30, that unlock all the weapons and things for specific classes. There's 4 classes online. You have medic, support, or not support, it was the sniper one, which I always forget. What's the one I play the most? Assault, and you have the repair guy, the what's that one, Gordon?
I think it would probably be engineer.
Yeah, something like that. So you have those 4 classes, and you can interchange, but the weapons are extremely limited. There's only like 4 primary weapons per each of them, and then some subsequential ones that you can unlock by playing that class a lot, which is just basically a reskinned version of it with slight different stats. So the weapons are extremely limited. And I'm kind of diving into online play. But you can unlock them by paying $20 or $30 without having to play through online and earn them like everybody else. That's called pay to win. That's something that is the biggest cuss word in gaming history. Companies need to avoid this at all costs. Not promote it, EA. You can jump anytime here, Gordon.
Now every one of their games has changed to that.
Okay, so the online play is really epic when you get to the right ones. Now, there are some massive problems with Battlefield 1's online play, as in the fact that you cannot find a game 90% of the time unless you play one mode. And that mode is that big battle, where you have to take over each section of this giant map, and you have so many lives. It's very lopsided. Defending has a major advantage. If you're attacking, I've only had one game where the attackers won. Because not only do you have to beat the entire map with limited amount of respawns, but then you have to beat a second one. That's even harder. And giving the advantage to the defender every time. And you have very limited weapons, like I said. Spawn points are very buggy. I kept constantly being spawned and getting sniped as soon as I spawned. There is cheating. We've seen people, the enemy forces spawning inside of our camp, which is not supposed to happen. I've seen a lot of different things that shouldn't happen in online play. It's fun at times because does have a very epic feel. The graphics are incredible. It has a very, very epic feel. I was really excited about the concept of vehicles. But then it's so hard to get a vehicle because there's only an extremely limited amount that spawn in, and you got to be ready to click on it as soon as one comes up. What's your thought about online play?
The limited vehicles, yeah, that was kind of disappointing because you'd see like a couple of the lighter tanks making it out of there where you'd have a choice of getting into them. The heavy tanks, I couldn't even find one most of the time to hop into.
So what problems did you see with it?
Well, a lot of the bugs, like you said, it was in the campaign mode. I not only saw some in online mode, but there was also, like when I would watch videos of other people's online play to see if there was anything I wanted to try out, and there was more bugs reported than I've ever heard of in most games because they rushed getting the game out so fast for meeting their set time they wanted it out for.
Right. And is there anything you liked about it?
The amount of weapons it has total I like. I don't like what it starts you out with. But,
yeah.
Or I don't really like their system for how you open the weapons either, but I guess it's okay, but it's not.
Oh, earning the money, the war bonds, and having to spend the war bonds to unlock them?
Yeah, I guess it's an okay buy system to get started out in that, but it's like even when you get the money, so many of them are still locked until you do something else to open the lock on it. But
what about right. The epic feel of it?
That's great. They can get that many people onto one map anyway, but I do kind of wish it was almost like elimination or something like that on Sniper Elite, where it would be more like, instead of people spawning back in, maybe make it to where you got those huge armies against each other, but let everybody actually get eliminated.
Oh, like we used to do on SOCOM.
Yeah.
One death and you're out. Talk about a strategy game right there. If they had a mode like that, that'd be incredible, having those big maps, but you don't have...
Or team deathmatch, I guess is what I meant.
Yeah. We tried doing team deathmatch, me and Gordon, but we couldn't find a game to save our life. There was nothing available. any other mode I've tried other than the main big one, there was no games available. It was terrible. I'd wait 20, 30 minutes and no games. The game has, and what I mean by epic feels, I mean it actually feels at times like you're in a war zone, a real war zone, and all the explosions going on, the gas going off, and the fog and the smoke everywhere, and it is pretty intense at times. It really is. I mean, I'll pick it up and play it here and there, but I'm really not a fan of the game. I went into this game with such high hopes, hearing great things and negative things too, but I'm just not a fan of it.
Yeah, and that rail system you spoke about,
yeah.
That rail system is real noticeable as soon as you turn the game on, because they force you through a tutorial at the beginning that is nothing but rail.
Yeah, it's nothing but rail most of the game. There's very few where you can even branch off slightly and maybe have one or two or three different choices of how you can approach the situation, but that's it. My review score for this game, I do it at a 1 out of 10. 1 being never even think about buying this game. It's like the worst thing ever produced. To 10 being a game made by God himself. Battlefield 1 is a 6 for me. And the reason it's in the middle ground is because it is pay to win. It does have a lot of bugs, a lot of really game-changing bugs. Limited options on rails, but the reason why it's not less than a 6 is because it does have phenomenal graphics. It does have a very epic feel. The story in the campaign is very well produced and engaging at times. The pilot mission was so fun. I wish they had more of that, but I was done with it within an hour. That was it. And I'm being generous on my score of 6, honestly, guys. I was thinking about doing less. But, all in all, it's not a terrible game. If you're into first-person shooters, I think it's one of the best options right now. Sniper Elite 4, I think, is a better game. Especially if you're into sniping. It's a lot more realistic. Sniping in Battlefield 1 is garbage. There's no realism to it whatsoever.
And if you don't want stuck in more World War I or 2... they've got Ghost Warrior 3 coming out in April that's puts the authentic sniping into modern times.
That'd be pretty cool. I don't play Call of Duty. I'm a huge Call of Duty nerd. Advanced Warfare was the best Call of Duty ever made. Loved it. The new Call of Duty I refuse to buy. It's the first one in the series I have not bought. It was too much like Call of Duty 3 or Black Ops 3. I bought it, played it a lot, and I hated it. It was terrible. So, and they did too much like that with the new one, and in my opinion, the big box first-person shooters or third-person shooters, Battlefield 1 is probably your best bet right now. It's sad to say, but it is. If you want more of a smaller title, third-person, Sniper Elite 4 is the way to go. And like Gordon said earlier, so it's a 6 out of 10. Thanks for watching, everybody. Gordon, any last comments on the game?
No, that covers it.
All right, thank you so much for watching, everybody. And Gordon, is there any way they can find you?
No.
I asked you this last week, so no. All right. And that was our opinion, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.